Thank you for joining us for the 2-minute drills. I'm Aram Talegian, joined by Steve Ramirez, and in the background, Fred J. Robledo.
Here, here.
We're talking about a big game for the Whittier area coming up this Friday night. You have a deep South Orange County power, Mission Viejo, coming to town to take on La Habra. These are teams, Stevie, that have met in recent years, and it hasn't been a good thing, really, for La Habra. But there's optimism, more optimism than probably the last couple of years around La Habra, and that's because it looks like the Highlanders are playing defense. They've started the season 2-0, which is a nice start. We all know they had a great offense, but they've allowed only 7 points in 8 quarters, 2 blowout wins, 41-7 over El Toro, 49-0 over South Hills. But things are going to get way more difficult this week against Mission Viejo, the defending, I'll say, Division II champions. They call it the West Valley Division, but by all rights, it's Division II.
Yeah, Steve, go ahead. Steve, is that defense that great, or is the offense that they've played the last 2 weeks kind of inept?
I think it was a great effort by El Toro, because El Toro in the past has been an above-average offense, and they shut them down to 7 points. I'm not sure South Hills is not what you would call an offensive juggernaut.
Yeah, South Hills the week before only put up 7 points in a 7-0 win over Diamond Ranch. So,
but I think this defense has improved. They have some new players, which has kind of allowed them to be better defensively. And traditionally, if you throw out last year, maybe the year before, traditionally La Habra is better on defense.
Yeah.
I mean, it's basically the same. They've lost a few coaches, but it's basically the same coaching staff they've had, and they've kind of worked it, I think, with these new players, and it's worked the first 2 weeks. But they're facing a really tough team this week.
Yeah, I mean, to partly answer Freddie's question, the El Toro win in week 0, they limited El Toro to 7 points. El Toro comes back the following week and I believe scores 28 against Eastlake. That's Eastlake, as in the same Eastlake that La Serna beat earlier this season. So, not Mission Viejo level or probably anywhere near it, but, certainly a good sign, obviously. And then, South Hills' offense leaves a lot to be desired. But we do know that La Habra has the offense. I mean, there are some people that are asking, is this the best offense in Orange County? Because, even though we consider them kind of Whittier area for us, a lot of people consider La Habra Orange County. They have the QB in Eric Barrier. They got they got a really nice set of wideouts. I think on our preseason all-area team for Whittier, they had like 3 of the linemen. The offense has it all. The question on Friday night is going to be whether the defense, it doesn't have to be perfect, it doesn't have to be dominant, but it can't give up 50, 60 points to Mission Viejo. And this is a Mission Viejo team that's played some decent competition so far. They're 3-0. They're defending D2 champions. That's the question, Stevie. Yeah. Do you think La Habra's defense can do enough to slow Mission Viejo down? Because presumably La Habra's offense might just be good enough to win the game.
Yeah, I think if La Habra can get up on them early, like if they get the ball and they drive down and score, that'll kind of maybe slow Mission Viejo down a little bit.
Yeah.
Because when La Habra has the type of offense that when you get behind, you kind of got to match them, and sometimes that puts a lot of pressure on your own offense. So I think that's got to be the key to this game.
I think this game has a chance to be pretty interesting. I really do. I think La Habra is going to give this a much better shot than what it has, the last couple of years. I'm calling for a competitive game, but I'm going to pick Mission Viejo to win the game. What do you think, Steve?
I'd like to pick La Habra, but I think this is too much of a juggernaut for them to win. I'm like you. I think it'll be a competitive game. I remember a few years ago, La Habra played Orange Lutheran and had a chance that they actually should have won that game. But I think they can match that type of effort, and it'll make it a very competitive game. Yeah. But I think Mission Viejo might just have a little bit too much for them.
Yeah, I think La Habra traditionally they've done a lot better in these games, and they've really raised their program more than maybe like you've seen a La Mirada do in the past, or what Colony did last week, trying to take on Alemany or different teams. I think they're gonna make this a competitive game, but I don't like their body of work yet. South Hills, it was 45-0 at halftime. Hard to learn anything from that. Mission Viejo, if you look at their first 3 games, and they played some pretty good teams, I think if you're going to size them up, the edge just has to go with Mission Viejo at this point. But won't be surprised if La Habra gets in there and beats them.
Yeah, if La Habra is able to win this game, wow, you might be talking about your future Southwest Division champion. But this is going to be a real tall task. Great treat for local fans to go out and see an Orange County Power in Mission Viejo come to town, take on La Habra. That's Friday night at 7 o'clock. All 3 of us have Mission Viejo. We'll see what happens on Friday night.